Hi, this is Paul. I'm going to do my Scream 6, which I'm going to see predictions on who's using this tier list that I found on Reddit. Okay, it has four categories, one, two, three, five categories on the left. Who's Ghostface at the top, fake out deaf killer, RIP who dies, fake out deaf survivor, and then survivors. Okay, and at the bottom of the list, we have our suspects, everybody that's in the movie that's a main kind of character. So we're going to guess. We're going to do this right on the fly. Um, let's see. First, I'm going to go survivor. I'm going to bounce all around. So I'm going to go first survivors. I think Tara is definitely going to survive. Okay, because I know Jenny Ortega is blowing up, and I think they want to keep her in the movie at least until the next movie, and this new trilogy. So I think she will survive. Okay, because I think there's a scene at towards the end of the movie where it's her and her sister Sam back to back. I think facing off against the two ghost faces, and I think then you see Tara like screaming. So I don't know if that's when Chad buys it or somebody else buys it in front of her, like from Ghostface. But I think there's like a standoff between the Carpenters, right? Tara and Sarah Carpenter. I think that's what their names are, last names, right? I think they're going to be like a standoff between Sam and Tara against the two Ghostface killers, which makes me think again there are going to be two Ghostface killers in this movie. Next, so that logically means Sam is a survivor as well. So I'll put her up there. Okay, now let's go next. I'm gonna go a death. Okay, this girl right here. I forgot the character's name, but she is Mindy's girlfriend, and she's gonna buy it because I think there's a scene in the trailer or the Super Bowl spot where she's crying when they do the ladder thing. Going across Ghostface is breaking in the room. He's in the apartment, I guess, and they're running out. And I think at this point, Ghostface has either stabbed somebody because we see blood on her and blood on Mindy. So I don't know if they find a victim, somebody that Ghostface has killed, and they have blood on them from that, and then Ghostface bursts into the apartment, starts chasing them, and then they do the whole ladder thing, and then you see that scene where she said, "I can't do it." She's like, it looks like her and Mindy are, the last two to get out, get on the ladder, and Mindy's kind of urging her to go, and she's at the window like crying, like she can't do it because I guess maybe she has a fear of heights, and she doesn't, and I think Ghostface bursts in the room because I think they put not a cabinet, a dresser drawer against the door, which temporarily stops him, but he eventually pushes his way through, and I think she gets caught in the apartment because I think Mindy kind of urges her to come on, let's go, and she at first doesn't want to do it, like she's fear of heights, but then eventually she tries to go, but I think Ghostface bursts into the room and grabs her, and does his choppity thing with her. Now, the next person I think is this character. I forgot what her name is, but she is the daughter of Dermot Mulroney's detective character. That's his daughter. And I don't know if she dies and then he comes into the movie or he gets involved with it because it takes place at the school where his daughter is. But in any event, I think she's going to buy it as well, unfortunately. And then I think the returning Kirby, I think she's going to be a fake out deaf survivor. I know that happened in the last movie. Not in the last movie, in the fourth movie, that she died, but she survived. And I think she's going to be a survivor. I think she's going to be smart enough to know when the new Ghostface comes around that she may get targeted. So she's going to either be wearing a bulletproof vest or something. So if Ghostface tries to stab her, she can like fake like she's dead and everybody thinks she's dead, but then she'll get up and maybe help them subdue the Ghostface and stuff. So I think she can be the fake out deaf survivor. Now, this next person, this is the fake. I'm gonna say fake Flash Thompson. No, he played Flash Thompson in the new movies, and I think he's gonna buy it as well. I don't think we've seen that much of this character, so I think unless he, has a bigger part that they wait to reveal. I think he's gonna buy it as well because Ghostface got to have victims. Okay, and I think you see he's on the phone, and then also this girl from Ready or Not. I think her last name is Samara Weaving. I think that's her name. She's Australian. I think she's gonna buy it. You see from this picture, she's in an alley on the phone, and I think she's gonna be by herself, either waiting on her boyfriend which could be this fake, no, I keep saying the fake Flash Thompson. It could be the Flash Thompson guy. Could be him that she's on the phone with, or somebody she's on the phone with, and I think she hears a noise, and I think Ghostface, basically kills her. Okay, I think she's just like a random victim that Ghostface kills or something. So, and I know a lot of people are saying that she's like the opening kill and stuff. So that could very well be possible because I know she worked with the directors in Ready or Not. So that's very possible. Okay, now let's see who's next. Gail. Now Gail is a very interesting character because I can see her being a survivor, or I can see her dying. Okay, now for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna say, even though they showed you and I think it was in the trailer, the full trailer, where Ghostface bursts into her apartment and snatches her neighbor or whoever that guy is, and then he comes over and she's gonna like shoot him in the head, and I think she misses, and then he jumps out of the closet at her. So I think that obviously that could be a fake out, but Gail could be a survivor, although they could kill her off, and then have that'd be the reason why Sydney comes back for the 7th movie. So I think that's very possible. So I don't think Gail is safe either. I think Gail could possibly die. So for the purposes of the video, and I think her death would be shocking too, especially after they killed Dewey. They said, oh, now you kill Gail too? People would be stunned. Okay, so I'm going to put her on the RIP list just in case, although I could see her surviving. But I think that would be smarter, more motivation for Sydney to come back, I guess, in a 7th movie. If they killed Courtney's character's Gail off, I think that would be motivation. Now, this is Dermot Mulroney. He's the detective, and this is his daughter right there. This actress is playing his daughter. Now, usually in these movies, these cops, they usually just get hurt. They don't die. Usually they just, get stabbed or knocked out or whatever. But I'm going to say in this purpose, I think he's going to die along with his daughter. I think his daughter's going to die first, and which is going to really piss him off. So he's going to really come at Ghostface wanting to kill him. And I think he's going to wind up biting the bullet and trying to stop Ghostface. I think Ghostface is going to wind up killing him. Either Ghostface or it could be both Ghostfaces at the same time killing him. Okay, now I'm going to go Chad, survivor. Okay, I know a lot of people keep thinking that he may buy it because he survived the last movie, and he's Randy's nephew, and Randy died in the his second movie. So a lot of people think maybe he's gonna die, or Mindy's gonna die. But I think him and Mindy, I'm gonna pick as a survivor. So I think the original 4 from the last movie, I think they're gonna survive. I know there's a scene where Chad throws a punch at Ghostface, look like he knocks him out or knocks him down, and I think that's real. But I think he's gonna do that to let the girls get away or something. So he may try to, be a hero to try to knock Ghostface down. And I think he's gonna get away. I don't think he's gonna die, and I don't think Mindy's gonna die. I think there's a lot of fake outs, like her being on the subway, and why she would be separated from the rest of them makes no sense. I know it's subway, so maybe everybody gets on a different, but you think the group would be all together, but maybe, like I said, it's a crowded subway, and maybe everybody pushes to get in, and then she's kind of forced to the other end, away from them, but they keeping their eye on her, and then they got the other ghost faces on the train and stuff. But I think that'll just be people messing with her because she's by herself and she looks all paranoid and all that stuff. And I think one of those fake ghost faces on the train is gonna just go up and just grab her, like, just to scare her and stuff. And I think that's a complete fake out. And then also there's a scene where she's on the ladder and she's urging her friend to get on the ladder. I think her friend's gonna buy it, her girlfriend is gonna buy it, but she's gonna get on the ladder and survive and come across to Chad and Sam. So I think Minnie's gonna survive, even though a lot of people think maybe one of these or both they are gonna die. I think they're gonna survive. I think the original 4 are gonna die. I think they're the new people for this generation. So I have a feeling that they're gonna survive. I don't think they're gonna buy it. Okay, now this guy right here, he's a cop, another cop, and I guess he could be a survivor, but for some reason I think he's gonna buy it as well. Okay, and I have an alternate theory. Once I pick the killers, I'll give you an alternate theory. Anyway, this guy Josh, who is I think his character is I forgot his character's name, but Josh Segura, who's been in Arrow, and he's played a complete psycho on Arrow. Adrian Chase. and he's played on the She-Hulk as his last thing I saw him on, playing the good guy. But I think he can play an unhinged guy. So I think it would be very easy that people suspect. I think a lot of people are going to suspect that he's Ghostface just because he has a certain look and he's played psychos before and he plays them real well. But he also plays good guys. So, but I think he's going to be the fake out deaf killer. I think people are going to be suspicious of him. I think he's going to want to get close to Sam, but Sam is, keep him at arm's length because what happened with her last boyfriend in the last movie, she's going to keep him at arm's length. But I think he's going to be looking out for them, and I think he's going to ultimately maybe even sacrifice himself, or maybe Ghostface is going to, maybe they're going to attack Ghostface, and then they think they're going to shoot him, and then Ghostface runs into another room, and then it's going to wind up being him, maybe like, tied to a chair or something with the Ghostface mask on him, but he's really not Ghostface. I think he'll be the fake out deaf killer that everybody think that it's over because he's dead, but it won't, Ghostface is just using him as a decoy. Okay, so now we have two characters left. This is the Henry Shazini. I forgot how to pronounce his name, but he plays, I think, a professor at the college, and he's also Sam's psychiatrist, who she's telling the story to about having a darkness inside of her. So I think he could be Ghostface, or he could be the mastermind that's controlling Ghostface. Maybe or he could be one of the other, one of the Ghostfaces too. But I think he could be one of those guys, especially that he's a psychiatrist. That would be even more whacked out, that he's like encouraging the guy that's actually Ghostface, and that he becomes one of the Ghostfaces as well, and be the mastermind behind the plot. Okay, once he figures out, that Sam is, the survivors are coming to his school. He's saying this is a great, he could be one of those. This would be a great experiment. Again, to at least Ghostface on these survivors again and their friends. He could be that sick. Okay, so definitely I think he could be possible. There's also a part of me that thinks maybe Josh could be a Ghostface too, but I think that's kind of too obvious that he could be Ghostface. Okay, and then let me pick, last but not least, this actor's name is Jack. I think he plays Ethan. Now, we don't know that much about him, and he could be just a red herring. He could be a fake out deaf killer as well, that everybody thinks that maybe we don't know that much about him, but I'm assuming he's like a college, he's friends with all the young teenagers. I think he is, and he could be a loner or whatever, but he could be Ghostface as well. So I'm gonna put him up there, although there's a part of me that wants to put Josh up there, but I think that would be kind of too obvious that Josh is one of the Ghostface. But I do think Henry Stein could be the mastermind behind it all, okay, and manipulating the other, one of these, either Josh or this Ethan guy. He could be manipulating them to be Ghostface, just for the fame and stuff, so he can write a book about it and all that stuff, to be famous and all that stuff. He could be, again, another one of those nuts. But I also have an alternate theory as well, okay? So I'm going to give you my alternate. So this is my list right as it stands right now, but I'm going to give you an alternate theory. Okay, that's Ghostface. These are the two Ghostfaces, provided that there are two Ghostfaces in the movies. But if there's just one, and maybe one guy is a mastermind and he's not actually doing the killing, he's manipulating one guy, like maybe this guy, Ethan, to be Ghostface and go around killing people. Or he could be doing that to Danny, okay? But he could be the mastermind. But so Josh very well could be Ghostface, but I think that might be too obvious. Because like I said, he's played Psychos before, and you can kind of believe that he's Ghostface. But out of all the people in this cast, if you tell me who could be Ghostface, I would definitely pick Josh. But I think that may be too obvious in the eyes of the producers and the directors and the writers. So I have an alternate theory, and that theory would put Ethan as a victim and the professor as a victim. Okay? And so who would be the Ghostfaces in that instance? The detective. Okay, and I go by what happened in the bodega in the trailer where Sam and Tara run in, and then the bodega owner pulls a gun and shoots at Ghostface, and Ghostface disarms him. That's something that a cop would know how to do. Okay, so which is why I think it's very well could be the detective. He could be Ghostface. He could be one of them. And surprise, surprise, the other Ghostface could be his daughter. That would blow my mind if him and his daughter are are the ghost faces in this movie. That would totally be a mind f. So that's my kind of alternate theory, okay? Because I still think Henry Cezina, who also, this guy, he always plays. He's a Canadian actor, but he's really good. He's been in the Mission Impossible movies and stuff, and a lot of movies and stuff over the years, and he can play a guy that's shady real well. So that's why I think a lot of people think maybe he's a guy that would encourage somebody that's crazy to actively be Ghostface. Like he could, if it's Josh or this guy Ethan, he could actively be like manipulating them to go out there and kill people as Ghostface. I definitely think that's a real possibility with his character. So but again, this would blow my mind if you get Dermot Mulroney and his daughter, the actress who plays his daughter, if they're the two Ghostfaces, the father-daughter do, that would be insane and wild. That you have a father and daughter being Ghostfaces. That would be insane. Okay, again, that would definitely be insane. And I think the only reason I thought about him, he's a cop in that, and in that scene in the bodega, he basically disarms the bodega owner. A cop would know how to do that, okay, or somebody that's trained, has military training and stuff. So it could be him, okay, him and his daughter. That's why I think if it's him, it's got to be. I think his daughter has to be the second Ghostface, because I don't think his daughter would buy it. And if she doesn't buy, R.I.P. If she doesn't die, then I think she's going to be the other Ghostface. I think it will be too. That would blow my mind if it was him, the cop, and his daughter are the Ghostfaces. That would blow my mind. And again, like I said, I think Josh, who plays Danny, I think he's kind of too obvious to be Ghostface. It's like, because when I first saw him in them, I said, okay, he definitely could be a Ghostface. But I think maybe that may be too obvious. And then this guy that plays Ethan, he has this kind of loner look, like what's the guy? Was it Jack in Scream 4, the one that teamed up with Jill, who looked like a regular normal person. I mean, he's him and Robbie were just two film geeks and stuff, and he wound up getting manipulated by Jill to kill people. So I guess this guy could fit that type of profile, but I still think Josh is just too easy to be. That's why I think he could be the fake out death killer. People think that he's and Sam will think that because of what happened with her boyfriend in the last movie. So she would be, she would kind of freak out, but he would be really innocent and wind up being killed by Ghostface, and everybody thinks that he's Ghostface, and it's over. But then Ghostface comes back again for one last thrill. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'd be eight deaths in this movie, which is pretty good if you think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people dying. The two Ghostfaces exposed. It could be those two. Although, like I said, Ethan and the doctor are kind of predictable too in a way. Like he's the master manipulator. If he's a psychiatrist and he takes what he learns from Sam about the whole thing and then decides to manipulate somebody into being actively Ghostface, and then maybe he can even be Ghostface too. Okay, I can see that happening. But this would blow my mind if the Dermot Mulroney, his character, and this actress who plays his daughter, if they're the Ghostfaces. That would be a father-daughter duo being Ghostfaces. That would be freaking awesome. That would completely blow my mind that if they were Ghostfaces. Now, if Josh winds up being Ghostface, that's not going to surprise me at all. If he's one of the Ghostfaces, if they're two in the movie, that wouldn't surprise me at all, because again, he can play an unhinged guy, and I can see him pulling off the mask and having this evil grin on his face, because he plays a really good psycho. Just watch Arrow season 7, I believe, or could have been 6, where character of Adrian Chase was on it, and he played him totally unhinged and did it real good. Now, Gail, like I said, rest in peace. That could be the motivation where she motivates Sid to come back if she dies, but she can also be a survivor, Gail. But that would blow people's mind if she died too. They would say, "Oh man, you killed Dewey, now you killed Gail," and then Sidney's the only one left. right? I definitely think that could happen, but I also don't think they'll bring Kirby. Didn't bring Kirby back for her to die, so I think they're gonna. Her death is gonna, she's gonna be prepared. So when Ghostface attacks her, she can, she can fake her death and then come back and help the Carpenter sisters at the end. Because I think it's gonna be a standoff between the two Ghostfaces and the two Carpenter sisters. I definitely think that's gonna happen. They're gonna be they're gonna, because there's a shot I think in the trailer where they're back to back, Sam and Tara, and I think they're facing off against the two ghost faces. I think they're doing that because you see, and I don't know if, like, a lot of people speculate that because you see when they're back to back and you see Tara has a look of like horror on her face, like maybe somebody's getting stabbed in front of her, and a lot of people speculating that her and Chad got together because you see them close, like they're, so that could very well happen. So, but I'm betting that these four survive at least, okay, and then maybe Gail as well. But I'm hoping that Gail's death would be a shocker, okay, and these two people being Ghostface would be a shocker. A father-daughter duo being Ghostface, that would blow everybody's mind. So anyway, let me know what you think of my first theory and then my alternate theory, okay? And then again, like I said, this might be too obvious as well. Ethan and the doctor being the ghost faces in this movie. Like he's manipulating Ethan into being it. That could be too obvious. But it would blow my mind if the father and daughter would be ghost faces. That would be killer. And like I said, I think Josh is just kind of too obvious. That's why I didn't pick him. So anyway, let me know who you think are gonna be ghost faces. Who's gonna have a fake out death? Who's gonna die? Who's gonna be the fake out death survivor? And who's going to survive the movie? Okay, let me know down below. Feel free to leave comments and let me know. And see ya.